I was supposed to remind you and totally forgot.
I remembered. So hopefully more people kind of start trickling in. But welcome to, what month is this? July. Yay, July. And today we're talking all about apps. And I'm really excited that me and Tracy aren't going to be talking the whole time because we always just talk at you the whole time. So if there are more topics you want to learn about from people that are not us, let us know so we can start lining people up for future meetings. Tracy, what are we going to give away today?
We are going to give a certification voucher away for, and truthfully, you can use it for whatever you want, but because the theme is talking about apps, it's going to be for the Platform App Builder, a certification I highly recommend. And so, yeah, if you participate in the chats and engage with your fellow trailblazers, you are automatically entered for a chance to win. And I got a little bit more high tech this month over months past. I will not be scribbling your names on a piece of paper. Instead, I found a free app that I can use to randomly pick the winner. So
Is
I
it
will
a
be.
Salesforce app?
Shh.
Oh, that would have been so cool.
That'll be next time. That'll be my upgrade for next time.
I kind of like watching you pull a name out of your jar, though. It was kind of fun.
I know, but
Made it more legit.
Let's make it fancier. So engage, ask questions, and you'll be entered for a chance to win that certification voucher. And I can't control which one you test for, but like Platform App Builder should totally be it.
Yeah, totally, because we're talking about apps. So we have two guest speakers with us here today. I don't know if our pictures are in the same order for everyone. I keep pointing at people, but I don't know where they are. We have Eric Ramos and Mariana. Is it Mariana or Mariana?
Mariana, but honestly, either
Mariana.
Or is fine.
You answer to whatever people call you.
Right.
And Mariana is from Salesforce Labs, and Eric is going to be showing us a promo of an app he's actually developed and launched. So should be a cool session, and we'll do Q&A at the end and ask everybody lots of questions, and then maybe we'll have time to pull everybody on screen and just chill out for a while. So I think, Eric, let's start with what you got.
All right, definitely. Let me go ahead and share screen. Give it a second. All right, so I'm just going to walk people through a couple of slides, and then we'll go into the demo. I have a white screen, so let me know if you could visibly see the screen.
Good.
You're good.
All right, awesome. All right, so it's been a journey building an app on the App Exchange. I think it started perhaps maybe 2 years ago with thinking about the concept of helping marketers reach their full potential and in Salesforce. So the problem we're trying to solve is the B2B marketers that we work with, they are hamstrung by basic issues, largely in part because of data quality issues. They're not.
Eric, your microphone keeps going in and out a little bit.
Is it okay? Let me.
Maybe it's using the wrong one or something.
Oh, that's probably it is. Let's see. Give me 1 second here.
As is true with any demo. It's all good.
Right?
Let's see. Okay, can you hear me better?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay. It's night and day.
Maybe.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here it goes. Okay, yeah, so the problem that marketers see, and they're not really adopting Salesforce that much, is because of bad data quality. Obviously, you guys are Salesforce admins, and you guys see a majority of issues that come in, and you're in charge of helping them out. And so what we wanted to do is put this in the hands of the marketers to resolve their own issues. So they can focus on what they do best, right? They are in charge of creating connected customer experiences and personalizing marketing messaging. They don't want to focus on fixing data. They want to do what they want to do, which is personalizing the experience, and then ultimately, selfishly, right, earning a seat at the board table and having those conversations. So currently, the workaround that's happening now is there's unsung heroes. We have the director of marketing, a VP of marketers. They're doing exporting data from Salesforce, munging it together. Similar with sales and marketing operations, they're finding small wins using Process Builder or ways that require information to be put into Salesforce. So they're doing these things all just to keep up with the data quality for the marketers. So what I'm going to show you is an app that we built in Salesforce. And the idea here is we're focused on the opportunity object and putting a widget on the top right corner of every opportunity to letting them know here's some easy clickable ways that you can earn credit without much effort. And it goes to the notion of building with clicks versus code, but ultimately we're building code to have this generated so the user can click on items here. And so what we really want is like for marketers to never have another unknown lead source again. So detecting orphan opportunities and presenting an in-app builder experiences where we're presenting a pop-up that says, here's the most likelihood resolution for you. Go ahead and click on fix. And for the data admins, we're giving an option to go through the task and resolve tasks in the task. So what this really does is do two things. One is it allows the marketer to claim missing credit. So having the lead source always populated. And then the second thing is, I call it follow the money, ensuring that every single opportunity has a contact tied to the opportunity. So let's get into the demo. All right. So what's often asked of marketers is, how is marketing performing to sales? And they never have this clear picture of how is marketing performing with sales in one clear view. They always have like, here are all the lead sources that are generating pipeline, but there's really no way to aggregate the different lead sources into one view. So then an executive can say, okay, well, marketing has created $540,000 or $670,000 pipeline versus sales, and more so, what we're missing is the ability for us to resolve issues on the fly. So let me go ahead and pick a certain opportunity. Let me make this zoomed in. This is Bayside High School, so a popular Saved by the Bell reference. Is an opportunity, and there is no lead source. So in the past, you would see this and kind of shrug your shoulders and click on the drop down and try to guess at which lead source was associated to this opportunity. But instead, what Kudos is performing is the ability for the user, excuse me for this latency here, to click on add lead source on the right, and it'll present an option for them to select. Okay. Here's the pop-up. And so what this is doing is it's searching through all the contacts tied to the account of the opportunity and saying, okay, Richard Belding is the best fit to be tied to the opportunity because there is no other contacts tied to that opportunity. So let's go ahead and fix the lead source. So once it fixes the lead source, you get credit on the opportunity score widget, but furthermore, it's presented also in kind of like an audit log. So we're able to see that we fixed an opportunity from null lead source to a sales event lead source. And then ultimately what this does is by doing that in this dashboard, we're going to see incremental revenue attributed to sales from that missing null bucket. And so what we're doing here is we are basically reallocating null credit to either sales or marketing credit. And so let's go ahead and refresh this. So you'll see that 540 go up to $630,000. So the idea here is we're resolving credit within the opportunity score widget. Similarly, we can go here on the task module. You know how you can always press mark complete, but not really do the task. And here we added the same widget here, and you can resolve the issues kind of on the fly. So in this case, I wanted to make Charles Montgomery Burns the main lead source for that opportunity, and now it gets credit. So I kind of keep on going and cherry picking. And so the idea here is we're trying to get the data quality issues resolved before the month end reporting. And that's pretty much it. So we have a website, kudo.io, and thanks Tracy and Christy for bringing me on board to present this. So we're launching actually today. I'm gonna press the launch button, put it out in the App Exchange, and
That's exciting.
yeah,
That's good timing.
Exciting. Congratulations.
So I have a couple questions, and please, if you guys have questions, post them in the chat too. But did this project, like, did you get this idea as part of something you were working on for work, and then wanted to like share it with the world, or was it for funsies, or like how'd you start?
Okay, two reasons. One was clients wouldn't give us access to their CRM data, and we're a digital marketing agency at Business Online, and they just said, hey, you need to be SOC 2 compliant and have all these criterias, and uh, we weren't ready for that expense and investment in that. So what we told them is, hey, we'll build an app. You can download the app in your own instance, and you can add us as a licensed user, or you can just tell us what are the results from our marketing efforts if you don't want to give us access. So that was number one. And number two is I kind of wanted to clone myself somehow. So I thought this was like the best bet, and my CEO was just like, all right, like let's put some money into the development, and allowed me to build it out.
How
That's
long did it
awesome.
take from start to finish? Like when you came up with the idea to now we are here on your launch day, how long was that process and what were like the big milestones?
It did take a year, and it did take 2 security reviews. So the process was fairly straightforward. Salesforce App Exchange does a really great way to document the 7 steps that you need to launch an app. It includes also signing documentation agreement that you want to be a partner, and then obviously a rev share agreement with Salesforce with the revenue. But a lot of the back and forth was more in the designing and the redesigning based on data feedback. So that was maybe 3 months there, and then another 3 months during the security review process, and then another 3 months to actually plan how you're going to go live with a campaign launch. So here we are a year later after we signed our initial agreement.
So exciting. I feel
Oh,
like a
yeah.
year's not that long for like a whole thing. After going through the process, do you have more ideas for more apps that you guys will want to put out there, or you're like, no, one is enough?
Yeah, it does. And for everybody on the call, like it was a great experience to something that you're doing on a daily basis to just automate it using Salesforce. And a lot of it happened. The time suck was just thinking about how you can develop it and wireframing it versus the deployment of it. So Salesforce makes it super seamless to build using their code base, and they do a really good job there. It's been an awesome experience. If anybody needs any help in the future, I know what not to do. So feel free to reach out to me.
Those are the best tips of what not to do. Well, congratulations on your launch today. That's super exciting. Hopefully next month you can like fill us in on how it's going, and how many downloads you guys have and all that good stuff.
Before we move on, and I'm sure more questions will come in, I do have the very, very important question of, is your doggo the inspiration for the dog in the app? We need to know the story behind the dog. I need to know everything.
Okay. It was, however, like it was gonna look exactly how the dog looks, but I got overridden by like 3 other opinions.
Oh,
So
overrides, you want a cute dog? What?
Dang.
yeah. So one wanted a Alaskan Husky, and then the other one wanted a Doberman, and somebody else wanted like a Chihuahua. So
Their names. Give me their names. Those are all three
And then
incorrect
you
dogs
ended
for
up
this
with
purpose.
Orange.
yeah, exactly. An orange dog.
First of all, a husky's just yelling at you the whole time. You don't want a husky as the brand ambassador, right? A Doberman's obviously too aggressive. And Chihuahuas, I mean, there's already this back and forth between marketing and sales. The last thing we need is marketing to be represented by an ankle biting dog. Like that's not that's not good either. I
Right.
needed to be in these meetings, Eric.
Tracy is very passionate about dogs.
Right, and
My
Um,
apologies.
we might though in the future offer a feature to personalize the avatar, so you can
That'd
have
be
your own.
cute.
Yeah.
then Tracy will get it so that she can put her dog on there. Okay, well, let's transition to Mariana and talk about Salesforce Labs, and then we'll open up again at the end for Q&A for both of you guys or just anything.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Marina. I'm super excited to be here today. And just, I got to say that launching that app is actually like a huge feat because honestly, I know the whole app building process and especially the whole security reviews. So it's like, I do, you have my utmost respect because that whole process includes lots and lots of patience. And yeah. So today I'm going to be talking to you about Salesforce Labs. Basically, I'm sure that everyone here is very familiar with AppExchange, and just we essentially provide apps to AppExchange. However, we work we work differently compared to some of our other partners. So before I jump in, as a Salesforce employee, I am required to put this out here. And this slide with all this little tiny text just basically summarizes into this one little thing that just basically reminds you to please make all purchasing decisions off of Salesforce products that are currently available. So what exactly is Salesforce Labs? So I actually did touch on it a little bit briefly. We are on AppExchange. We provide solutions to AppExchange. But one thing that is very unique about this organization is that we are essentially employee built. So we are free. So essentially every single Salesforce Labs solution that you will find on AppExchange is free to use. I do just want to provide everyone with just a reminder that while all Labs solutions are free, some of them do require paid features to work. So I do just want to clarify that and yeah. Secondly, employee built. So once again, each and every Salesforce Labs solution that you will come across is brought to you by an employee at Salesforce. Sometimes we have individual builders who are who just have an idea and they build it, they bring it to us, and we help them bring them out, while others actually have entire teams behind them. So it actually does vary by the solution, but essentially each and every Salesforce Labs is brought to you by a member of the Salesforce organization. And trust. So as you know, trust is our number one value at Salesforce, and so I do just want to let everybody know that every single Salesforce Labs app goes through the exact same security review process that our partners go through. So we do take security very, very seriously. We've had sometimes employees will think that they can that will provide loopholes because they're employees, but that's not the way it works. We do take security very, very seriously at Salesforce. So so every single Salesforce Labs app does go through this exact same thorough process into code review and all that stuff. Lastly, we are also open source. So many Salesforce Labs apps are available on our GitHub repo, and essentially we just put the solution out, the code out, so that you can customize them to further fulfill your organization's unique needs. I do have the link there in case you are interested inside of exploring this more. But yeah, just we do encourage our builders to put the code out, and of course we do also encourage you to go in there, explore, and just build and construct as you see fit. So currently Salesforce Labs has like over 400 solutions on AppExchange. So yeah, it can get kind of tricky to like, sift through them. But the good news is we do have several resources that can actually help you find them. And the first one that I want to mention is our new digital app guide. So this can be accessed right on AppExchange. And essentially what this app guide is it's a compilation of customer recommended Salesforce Labs solutions. So so essentially we had looked at all of our Salesforce Labs apps, found these solutions that were like most recommended by customers, and we consolidated them inside this one page. They are also organized like by type. So if you're looking for a specific dashboard, you'll have like a specific segment there for it, flows, and etc. So I do encourage you to check that out and just see on what customers are saying about specific Labs solutions and their experiences with it. The next one is, well, our official landing page. This can be accessed through the collections page on AppExchange, and this will essentially guide you to every single Labs app that we have available. So you'll first be met with a screen that's like just like all that will show you all trending Salesforce Labs solutions. But as you scroll down, you also get like two little sub menus that like further filter our solutions by type. So it's like like if you're looking for a specific app, or like like if you need an app, or like a flow, or like a Lightning Web Component, we have that all like all organized. So on this page, you can essentially search for every single Labs app that is currently available, and it's just like one little consolidated place for you to just go in there and explore and find whatever works best for you. So right now, I actually also have two really quick demos to share with everyone, and these are essentially two of our most I want to say like popular Labs solutions. So the first one that I'm going to show you is actually a Lightning Web Component called Time Warp. This one we've had a lot of excitement around, and it's essentially a Lightning Web Component that lets you obtain a full 360 view of all of your related records. So with this solution, you can view key interactions with your accounts, and or like with your contacts over like a set period of time. And it's also highly interactive. So it's like, I think that this is one element that actually made it very, very popular. Just that you're not only able to like view all related records, but you're also able to filter them and just find exactly what you need, based on any based on like a specific area of time. And like many Salesforce Labs solutions, this one is also highly customizable. So you're more than you're free to change the component properties during runtime. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump right into our demo. And well, as you can see here, the standard Salesforce layout does have like standard timeline view right here on the right-hand side. But as you can see, with like the more key interactions that you have, it can get pretty tricky to manage and keep up with. But that's where Time Warp comes in. So rather than this long list, we have a nice little timeline view of this VIP customer who is in fact Appy Camper. So with this solution, we can not only see all key interactions that we've had with Appy. So with this component, I can see all like the emails that were sent out, all of the cases, all the meetings we've had with her. But not only that, I can also expand this so that I can find all interactions with Appy at any set period of time. So we can see that interactions kind of started at around February of this year, and as we kind of go on through, we can see right here that we've had a lot of interactions start between like March and stretching all the way into April. So one thing that I also did mention was that this component is also highly interactive, and I'm going to show you what that looks like right now. So not only can I view all of these interactions and all these tasks, but I can also click on them, and I can I'll be like literally taken directly to the record that it's linked to. So here we can see all of all of the case details, as well as basically everything that we need to know about this particular case that was like displayed inside of Time Warp, as well as like all like other tasks that are related to this record. So another thing that I mentioned was that it's also filterable. So with this solution, we can see everything that like we can see all interactions that we've had with Appy from like March until May. But now we need to look and we need to like pinpoint a specific meeting that we've had with Appy. And with all these records, well, like imagine like if you just had all this filled up, then I can just easily filter it. So I'm not interested in looking at cases or calls or like emails. I just need to see meetings. So with like the filter button, you can simply just select whatever you want to see. So it's like here we have events. We can go ahead and we can see, and there we can see meetings, as well as like any other like as well as like anything else that that come out with that. The same with the cases, as you saw, it's like we had several cases with Appy. So now we can like go ahead, we can get like a better look at that, and we can see exactly how many cases we've had with Appy, as well as when they occurred. So once again, this is Time Warp. It's also customizable. So like if you go into like the app builder, you can like change change the properties and customize like the length of time that you like your users to see, as well as like height and like all that fun stuff. So Time Warp, I do encourage you to like explore it if you found this interesting. And now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump into our second demo. So the second demo that I'm going to show you is actually our newest project management solution. So we have several available on AppExchange. However, this is like the latest one that was launched earlier this year. And with this solution, it essentially enables you to obtain a global view of your entire project portfolio. So you can like track and manage progress of all of your projects, as well as specific tasks, open projects. And one thing you can do as well is you can also track resource management, or like you can like manage your resources, which is not something that our previous solutions have been able to offer. And it's also personalized. So it's like tailored like for each individual inside of like your organization. So like they can get an individualized view of like their own projects, their own tasks, all that stuff. And of course, it's a project management solution. So you also get a collaborative view, like where you can view the overall status of your projects and like project health and like completion rate, et cetera, et cetera. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna walk you through this particular demo for PMT, project management tool. So as you can see on my screen, I'm automatically met with my own personalized view of the PMT. So with this solution, I can see all of like, it's like, I see all of the tasks that are assigned to me, as well as like the current projects that I've been assigned to, and then as well as like cases and like allocated projects and such. So this would be like individualized like every single user. So it's like so each member on this team can like have a clear view of like what they're supposed to be focused on, and better prioritize their time to like help launch their like initiatives on time. With the PMT projects object, this is where we can actually create projects, as well like actually see like status. So with this particular demo project, we can see the entire project status. We can see we're automatically given like a project summary, as well as its completion rate. We can see that we're at 34, like we're at like 34%. This demo was like made inside of like October. So like we can like get things such as the start, the end date, and then we can also see project phases. So like we can set particular milestones for like this project, and like track that status as well. So like here we can see the various different statuses for the several phases that we have allocated to this particular project, as well as the current as well as like the current period that like we are in, as well as like as well as like further sessions, etc. So yeah, with this particular interface, you can like actually just get like a full view over like the status of your project, its project health, and you can also like drill in more inside of like the actual phases that you set for it. And it looks like you can also like switch like from week, month, quarter, and then there's also like a whole like milestones list that like you can explore and set for like for any allocated project that you create. So we have here the PMT phases. This is where you actually set all of those like said phases, as well as like assign them to like specific projects. And then we also have resource management. So it's like with resource management, as I like mentioned earlier, our our other solutions currently do not offer this, but you can actually track and manage resources, and you can check things like availability, allocations, as well as like remaining capacities. You can also see like where all of your resources are like actually being allocated, and like you can see like who's allocated them, as well as like which project they're allocated for, and you can also track the amount of resources that are allocated by month. So it's like here you have like a mini calendar view, and yeah, you can also like filter like by like years and such, and yeah. So once again, this was PMT, project management tool. You can with this solution you can like track and manage projects, as well as like project status, and like provide users with like both an individualized view as well as a collaborative view. And this is our like most like latest PM solution. So I also so like this is another solution that like I would highly encourage you to check out, explore right now on AppExchange. And you can actually look exactly inside of this exact same demo org just by going to the listing and launching the test drive. So with a test drive, you can like essentially log into like a demo org and explore the entire solution without like any strings attached. You're just literally exploring, looking at it, all that fun stuff. So yeah. Moving on, there's actually like a variety of ways that you can connect with us. The main way that I would actually encourage you to connect with us is like through Twitter. You can follow us like at Salesforce Labs. If you have any questions, it's like we'll do our best to help you. And yeah, you can also like stay updated like on like events, new solutions, basically like anything and everything that has to do with Salesforce Labs. We're going to be posting it up on there. So go ahead and give us a follow. And you can also check us out like on GitHub. So like as mentioned earlier, we do have all of our code out, or many of our solutions have their code out, so that like you can go in there and like customize them, and just like configure them as you see fit and to meet your organization's own unique business needs. And then we also have a variety of like content out like on Medium. So it's like we publish blogs like on a bi-monthly basis. You can go and like explore those, and like you can like learn more about like the program, who we are, what we do, as well as like whatever solutions that like we currently have. And you can like learn more about some of the solutions that we have like inside of those blogs. We also have like some like little promos, or rather demos, like you could see like on YouTube. So it's like you can also go and like check out our playlist right on the AppExchange YouTube channel. And once again, we also have you can also find like all like Salesforce Labs outside of our official landing page, and you can also look for customer recommended apps like inside of our new guide. And then if you're new to Salesforce Labs, if you're new and if like you're new to AppExchange, we also have like 2 trails that like you can take to like help like help you like on like your like learning journey, and like, you know, to also help you grow inside of your own Salesforce skills. And finally, I do just want to close off with a big announcement. This Tuesday, July 20th, we are having Salesforce Labs Day. This is essentially a 2-hour virtual event. Both Tracy and Christy will be presenting. It's going to be super fun. But basically, you'll have the opportunity to learn more about us, and as well as, like, you know, some of our solutions, how to use them, and how they can benefit your business. We are also giving out super fun prizes. So like just by registering, you're automatically entered to win like a Labs prize box. And then during the actual event, you know, if you answer some questions like on like Twitter, then you will have the chance to win an Apple Watch and like a Labs beaker, and like, you know, yeah. So registration is like still open, and I can drop the link into the chat if anyone is you know, like if anyone is interested. And it's gonna be super fun. Really, we are very, very excited, and you know, I hope to see you all there. And that's it for me. I just want to thank everyone for having me. I hope that you found this session informative, and just, you know, it was a pleasure being here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. Everyone is blowing up in the chat about the Time Warp app.
Oh, that thing's a gem.
We actually use that in our org, and it's so cool. And I love that you can throw any records on there, not just your activity records, like the out-of-the-box timeline. It's pretty rad.
Yeah.
I have a question about Salesforce Labs. What is the like inspiration behind them? Do employees like go look at ideas and just try to solve one of them, or is it just like a pet project? Like, how do they come about?
Yeah, so that's a very, very good question, actually, Christy. So I want to say that the inspiration is very, like, it varies like by builder, but what I've heard the most, many of our builders are actually solution engineers. So what that means is they go and meet with these companies, and, you know, they pitch the product to these particular customers, and, you know, they like essentially sell the Salesforce product. And of course, they do stay in contact with these companies, and sometimes the companies just bring it up and they're like, oh yeah, you know, we do have this product, but we noticed that, you know, there's kind of a product hole here, and, you know, I was just wondering like if there's a way that we can fill it. And these solution engineers, like these labs builders, will be like, oh, well, there's not actually one, but you know what, I can build you one. And next thing you know, they build one, and then it's on AppExchange. They're like, here, you know, I made, you know, it's like, here, I made this to like help you out. And actually sometimes labs solutions are like where sometimes there's like such a need for them that they are actually integrated into the actual product.
That's so awesome. So we need to make friends with all the solution engineers and then tell them what we need, and they'll build it for us. That's what I heard.
Yeah, so I'll do my best to, like, you know, bring them in and be like, yeah, guys, come on, build an app with us.
Just trigger them to nerd out on something, and then it'll end up in the apps. That's what it is, you know, like,
yes.
You have a really cool problem and they're like, oh, I need, yes. Mark is very excited about that project management tool. He's asking, it may be an overreaching question, but would this app allow for exporting parts from the app into documents like PDFs? Or would that require another app to do that particular task?
Okay, so yes, that is a very, very good question. I myself do not know the answer, but I can reach out to the builder and I can see if I can get that, and I'll be like more than happy to, you know, I'll be more than happy to get back to you. And yeah, I can like drop in like my email inside the chat too, so you can connect.
And then Mark, you can be best friends with that builder and then ask for more stuff.
Be like, I'm just spitballing here, but here's a thought, you know.
So funny. Oh my god. What other questions do we have? Should we just let's go ahead and enable everybody? And
I have another question for Eric, actually. So Eric, you kind of joked about, you know, the mistakes that you made in getting this off the ground. Do you have, like, if you could give one piece of advice for, you know, those future app builders, what would it be? What would you not do?
Yeah, so the number one thing was that I didn't anticipate that only 50% of people that visit the AppExchange are non-admins, and the other 50% are admins. So when I asked them to download my app in the AppExchange, they're like, oh, I can't because I'm not an admin. So I had to create a TrialForce implementation. It's similar to Test Drive, but TrialForce can do some custom branding and allow you to spin up a URL with your name in it. So that took maybe a month for us to do because it's its own security review process as well too. So that was the number one thing is plan to build, if you're going to demo the app to a non-admin and have a way to do that using Test Drive or TrialForce. That was the number one thing. Number two and number three is so forth. But and then the second thing I would say is security review. Like Mariana was saying, I didn't anticipate a long process. It's like 8 to 16 weeks, and
Wow.
most of it is getting in queue. But then the minute that they respond, you got to be fast, right? And they'll only respond to a issue that they encounter at that point of time. They're not assessing everything. So then if you resubmit for security review and you have another further issue, it's another 4 to 6 weeks. So the idea is to test well and to test very well and plan for that. So yeah.
Mariana, do you know like how many people are applying to be in the security review queue at any time? Like how many apps are fighting to be in the App Exchange every day?
Yeah, so I don't have the exact numbers, but I do know that it is like it's a lot. And it's like, yeah, it's like often it's like, they're like, it's like there were like pushbacks and stuff. So it's all like, so it's like it is like a very long and like lengthy process. And then like of course like the re-reviews and all that stuff that just like kind of builds up the queue even more. And just it's not as small and consolidated as we would like it to be, or actually no, because it means that the more apps that are out means like more things on App Exchange. But yeah, it is a lot.
So crazy. I never would have thought that, but I guess there's hundreds and millions, and not millions, but there's thousands of apps in the App Exchange, right? So they all come from somewhere. What other questions do people have for our awesome presenters about apps or anything?
I want to hear who wants to build an app and what is their idea. Just if they have a couple minutes, I'd be interested to hear.
Mark said he's building apps for fun, so.
I had this idea way back when I was working for another company, and it was in logistics. And we had temperature sensitive materials that we would ship in either refrigerated containers or, if we're shipping into Florida, make sure it ships overnight. And we were very vigilant with that, but you'd still get those customers who would be like, oh no, it arrived and it's, ruined or whatnot. And what we would end up doing in the back and forth we would literally pull up weather websites and be like, I'm sorry, it traveled from here to here on this highway on these days. There's no way that went above 72 degrees. And so in my head, I was like, if only I could build an app that would reference that and easily say on the opportunity itself, hey, this was its travel time. This was the average weather. But life got in the way. But yes. Yeah, I remember my Salesforce executive at the time was like, if you build that, you'll be speaking at Dreamforce. And I'm like, one day.
Let's build it, Tracy. Let's build it.
All right, let's build it. Now let's build it.
I feel like making an app would be really fun, and obviously make apps for our own orgs. But what kind of research do you need to do to see if other people would actually need that same thing also? Like an app about sharks, just for example, because it's Shark Week. How many other people are actually going to need something like that? So Eric, I don't know, and Mariana, maybe what kind of research do people do to see if it's a need, to see if it would be successful?
Yeah, definitely. I'll weigh in. What we did is use Google keyword trends on specific keywords, as well as put a landing page together with content in there that was searchable through Google, and then we could kind of see if we're getting the right people to specific landing pages with those keywords. That was a good way to validate. The other way we did was just from messaging people within the network in specific roles to see if they would be interested and if they would buy.
Yeah.
So I'm holding them to their word. So if they don't buy, then they're gonna have to buy.
Fingers crossed. Has to be worth it, damn it.
I'm interested to hear from Mariana. Like, what is?
Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, it's like when I like weigh in on this, it's like I think that like one thing that I noticed with our builders especially is that they'll build something specifically for like just one organization. And the fact is it's like they think, oh, it's just this one organization. It's like I don't really think that like there's a whole lot of stress about whether people need it or not. It's just more like I have an idea and I want to bring it to life. And there are some cases where like, only that organization or like, a few others like need it. But like in some cases, it turns out that, it was something that no one even thought about before, but then they're seeing it. And now everyone's all like, yeah, exactly. So it's like, I want to say it's like with us, especially, it's like, we really don't know. It's just more based off of like one specific customer that had like very specific feedback, and then just kind of taking that feedback and building something great to kind of like fill that. And then like, just like kind of putting it out there, like for everyone to use and to, possibly benefit from.
That's awesome. I see, and I would think the opposite. Like I would want to make sure that 1,000 people were going to download it before I even bother to build it, but it totally makes sense. I always feel like when we're talking about issues that we have in our org, everyone else always agrees. So I feel like we're all struggling with the same things and get like some benefit out of anything probably. So
Do those app builders for the Salesforce Labs, do they get a reward or something like a patent?
Yeah, so we actually do patent, or like we give builders the opportunity to patent their solution. And in terms of prizes, yeah, we actually started like a whole like little we had like a little program, like we're like if we have employees that build an app with us, then you get a little box just like full of like lab swag. So it's all like
nice.
that swag will actually be available like for like customers like inside of Salesforce Labs Day, which reminds me, let me put that inside of the chat. But yeah, we do provide incentives for like our builders, and just kind of encourage them to like build and create, and just bring their ideas to AppChange, because you never know who actually needs it.
It's awesome. Do we have one? Oh, people are still talking about Tracy's weather patterns. Mark said he's working on some stuff. One's for documentation and one maybe for churches to use Salesforce for their database. That'd be awesome. I bet that would be super popular.
I think that one would actually work really well. And we do have like, several like nonprofit solutions as well. And it's like, if you think that it, like what I think is, as long as you think that's going to help someone, then just go ahead, make it, put it out there. It's like, there's really nothing stopping you. And, it's like, even like if you don't have a lot of install or like not as many installs as you wanted, you can still tell people, well, I brought this idea to AppExchange, and that's still a huge achievement in and of itself. As Eric knows, going through that whole process, like you will feel as if you've accomplished something.
I aged.
Amazing. Okay, well, I feel like our questions are drying up. Eric and Mariana, thank you so much both for coming and presenting to us. We'll throw the recording up on the YouTube channel, and it'll be linked in the event page for everyone who missed it. And Tracy, did you do your fancy new
do the fancy thing,
app?
the fancy random name generator. And then it also got me thinking of like, can I build this in Flow for our specific user group? And then we can just run the flow at every meeting, and that'll be really cool. And then save it as a record in our dev org. So that's happening too.
Let's do it.
But today's winner with a non-AppExchange app, but at least it's still an upgrade from paper, is, and I'm going to mispronounce your name, so please forgive me, Salmaya? Salmaya?
Yeah, it's Soumya.
Soumya! Dang it, I know you've told me before and I forget it, but you have one, girl.
Oh, thank you.
Yay. Soumya, I don't remember if you've emailed me before. I feel like you have, but let me pop my email address in the
Yeah.
in the chat box just in case. and just email me, and then I will send you your code. I'm typing so fast. Sorry.
You're all good. It's just all eyes are on you, whether you can see them or not. So
Cool. Well, don't forget to register for Salesforce Labs Day. Tracy and I are ending the show, so it should be a really awesome day. And as always, let's continue the conversation in our chatter group, in the awesome new version of the community that's tied into Trailhead if you haven't checked it out already. And have a good rest of your day.
yeah. Have a great day, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.